Hey guys, and welcome to game number 84 out of 100 of my Human vs. AI series, where I'm taking on the AI-powered Scrabble-bot BestBot in a 100-game match. We had a very clutch and intense win in game 83 with the orange attire, so as promised, it is back, and it will continue to be back until we lose a game, which hopefully will not be this one, but it's not a very good rack here to start things off. 2 O's and 3 R's is rarely a good thing. I could play Horror to get rid of all of that. Unfortunately, horroric, as in pertaining to horror, is not a word. But that's probably a little bit of an overreaction. I guess Oris is also fine. 16 points, keeps OR. That's probably reasonable. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be able to play more tiles than that. I almost have Urabaric. If I had a U instead of one of my 3 R's, that would be a cool word through the B. I don't think there's anything particularly good through the B right now. I mean, I need to get rid of 2 R's and an O at the minimum, and it's not that easy to do. So yeah, probably just Oris, clean up the rack, scores at least something. Let's do it. Okay, got Vogers. Don't think it's gonna play, because Beach doesn't take an S. Oris doesn't take any front hooks, but maybe I'll get a spot for it. We'll see. Anything else? Over Urge. Nope, doesn't quite work. Over Gush. It's also not a word. Oh, Grievous. I have Grievous through the I. Okay. So I have Grievous through the I and Oris if that stays open. And yeah, Vogers is a 7 as a backup if I get a spot for that, but we'll see what the bot wants to do here. I don't think I have anything through the O. Yeah, I mean, Grievous wouldn't be a ton of points. Probably be like 66 or so. But obviously a bingo is still a bingo, and certainly when you've got a V, a U, and a G on your rack, any bingo you can get down, you will absolutely take. So, hoping that at least that stays open if I don't get a spot, but we'll see what the bot does. Okay, Grievous stays open. The bot goes with Gabbit for 18. That definitely doesn't give me a spot for Vogers, so I'm going to go ahead and play this immediately. There's really nothing else to consider, and yuck. 3 O's. I mean, I'll probably at least have some options here. I don't know what, though. I mean, try to play, like, even Lou or something like that keeps 3 vowels, which is not great. Anything with, like, if I could start with AO, that would be pretty nice here, but I don't think I can. Maybe Oleo somewhere? Anything from this B? Balloon needs 2 L's, and Baloo is not a word. It's just the name of a cartoon bear, so that's not going to work. So we'll see what the bot gives us. Bot plays Jihoos for 31. Does that give me any overlaps with the O? I could do this, but that's so risky, putting the O right there. I mean, that's just giving the bot easy points hooking HO. It really is not something I'm dying to do at all. Anything through the H? I mean, I could just do Who for 12. That's pretty bad. There's just nothing good through this V. Like, anything I do there is going to keep 2 O's. I mean, I play Nova for 20. It doesn't seem worth it for the opening it creates and keeping Oleo, which is still pretty bad. I mean, everything here is pretty bad. That's the problem. Anything? Is there anything else through this H? There's no 5s with the J. The only thing that goes next to the U is the N, and I just don't have anything more than on over there. Huh. Vocal, that still keeps 2 O's. It's not easy to get rid of 2 O's. I guess I'll play Who? I mean, is that even worth it over, like, trading? This is not that good a leave. Guess I'm not even sure that's worth it, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It probably is. Barely. But I'm really not too thrilled about it. So yeah, there's nothing through this V that's worth playing, I don't think. Really just no good options here. And yeah, this B, like I said, I mean, Baloo is not a word. Obol doesn't work. Beano, keeping LOO? No. Yeah, I just don't even know. I could play Boolean, but that's not a word. B-O-O-L-E-A-N. It's a math term. I've seen people get away with it as a phony, but don't think BestBot is going to let it stay on a board. I really just don't think Ono is a good play. It just gives back way too much. And it's a few more points than Who, but it also gets rid of another concept. I think I'm going to just play Who. It still feels better than trading. I mean, like if I traded, I guess I'd just keep like EN, but yeah, I have no idea here, guys. This is a really clunky turn. Like, I expect normally I would at least have some better options than what I do now, but unless I'm missing it, there's just nothing good here at all to do. So, alright, let's just play Who and hope for some better stuff. I mean, I don't think I'll be bingoing, but at least now the W can help me score some points. So, it's actually not a terrible draw. Alpenglow, if I get a disconnected P and G, which is not going to happen, obviously. I don't think there are any 8s with this. Is there anything with a... No, there's nothing with a C or an H. I'm up not much. It's basically an even game. Yeah, one thing I didn't like about Who either is that I don't actually have a single hook for it, which is not ideal. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, my other options are just so bad. Like, Ono is even riskier. I didn't want to play Ooh for 7, give up 5 more points even. Maybe I should have just played, like, Oleo under... But that's so risky. Like, if I had played Oleo under the H and Beach, that would have been so risky, too. I have no idea. Let's see if I missed anything there, but let's stop dwelling on that turn and try to move forward, because it's not going to help us to keep thinking about it. Either I missed something or I didn't. But for this one, I mean, I guess I can play Wove now. I'm not too worried about a W there. I don't love this leave, though, A-L-L-N. But it is 32 points. I still just don't really have anything from this J. I don't even think I have a 5. Jewel doesn't work. Anything through this E, like, well, no, I don't think so. Not if it gets to the double word, which I'd really want to do if I were going to play there. I guess I could also play Bellow, which might be better than Wove. It's 10 fewer points, but it gets rid of the L's. It opens the board. I'm sort of neutral on opening the board here. I mean, it's basically a tie game. It's early. It's very hard to know what the bot has. We'll maybe have a better idea after its next play and then be able to gauge whether we want to do Wove or Bellow, because I think they're both reasonable. Trade 4. Okay. Interesting. So after a trade 4, that does mean then the bot at least kept 3 good tiles, so it's probably got a slightly better rack than average. I mean, I'm just really not worried about Wove. Like, he's not going to triple through a W. It's very unlikely. It's possible. It's really unlikely, though. Bellow does open a lot. I don't know. A-L-L-N is so clunky. I'm kind of inclined to play Bellow. It's also Blown, which doesn't take an S. It's a lot more defensive. Maybe I should play Blown. It's also a little bit tougher to overlap. Keeps ALE, which is reasonable. Yeah, they're all reasonable options here. I mean, Wove is probably the most standard or obvious, but yeah, ALLN is really not great. Especially, I wouldn't mind some turnover for at least something that hooks Who, or a blank, or an S, or an X, or a Z for scoring. So I'm kind of leaning towards sacrificing a few points and playing more tiles. Yeah, either Blown or Bellow. I can kind of live with either. I mean, Bellow creates that S hook. It's not a huge deal, really. Yeah, I could kind of see either. Blown is a little bit more defensive, and he did just trade 4, so he probably has a decent rack. Let's play Blown. I think that's fine. Alright, I get an S. That's a pretty good draw. Palewise with an I. Maybe we'll get one, but unlikely. I'll have some options here. I mean, I can play Weep for 35 next to Blown. That's not bad. I can still play over here. I can still play Wave. So that's not bad either, keeping ELPS. Again, just not really all that concerned about the W. Anything hooking Who? I'd have to put a P there. I mean, I could play Weep or Whelp, a new word. I could play Whelp for 27, or Plu. Well, Plu doesn't get to the double. There's also Jewel. aggressive. It sets up my S. I don't really feel... I mean, if the bot bingos, I might do it, but if I'm leading the game, I'm not really inclined to do that. Right now, I think Weep looks like my best play. It scores the most. ALS is a perfectly good leave. Sets up another S-hook, which... Or I guess I should just say sets up an S-hook, since there's no S-hook on this board. Who doesn't take an S? But that's fine, because I have an S. So yeah, probably Weep, but have options, and having options is always a good thing. Well... It's funny, like, in principle, it's always a good thing. Sometimes it can actually, in practice, ironically be a bad thing, because when you have a lot of options, you can end up spending a lot of time, and spending more time than you should, and then running low on time later in the game. So, in that sense, sometimes having options can not be a good thing. But in theory, it should always be nice to have options, as long as you can process them reasonably quickly. And speaking of processing options, the bot has taken a while here. It's already taken over a minute, and it settles on ads for 34. Okay. I also have a cool 6, Pesewa, P-E-S-E-W-A. Like, it almost plays, if we were playing Collins and Z-E were good, it would play here for, like, 60. So that would be pretty cool, but unfortunately I can't do that. Now, an option I could go for is, it's very tempting, is this. Setting up my S aggressively on the right. Now, should I do it? Probably not. Like, if I were down, I would, but there's still 2 more S's left. And the thing is, I have a very good alternative, right? I mean, Weep is actually more points. It still sets up an S-hook, but an S-hook that's not quite as scary, but still is very good for me to bingo with, potentially. I take a 35-point lead. I still have a good lead. Like, my position is very good after Weep. I just don't really feel like I need to take the chance with Pew. It's interesting. I wish there was a way to know what BestBot would do. I feel like based on the way BestBot plays, it often would play Pew, because there is a lot of upside. But yeah, with still 2 blanks and 2 S's left, I'm going to opt here to play a little bit more cautiously. And again, it's not like I'm sacrificing equity. Weep is, I mean, 5 more points. It does get rid of my E, but, I mean, it's not an equity sacrifice really or anything. It's still pretty good positionally, so let's do that. Oh, man, if that H were... Oh, if that H were like 1 tile further down, I'd have Shekalim as a U without, or Q without a U bingo. Dang. Oh, that's disappointing. Unfortunately, oh my gosh, Netminder is a 9. Wow. Well, the good news is, if I hadn't gotten there, he still had Dormian through that O, so he was going to bingo either way. And the good news is, I mean, I have the Q, but I have several reasonable options to get rid of it. I mean, I can play QI in a number of spots. I'm not really dying to play it here. There's no good reason to, because I don't have an I. There's 6 of them left. He just bingo, so he probably has one. I can play it here for 24. Probably the best spot to play it is here for 24. I can play Kadi. I probably should play Kadi. It's 10 more points. And, I mean, keeping the A is nice, but there's still so many left. And it's not a particularly constant-heavy pool. So, I think the 10 is a lot of points to give up just for an A. So, I'm kind of thinking Kadi here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing, like, a huge spot for QIS or anything else. But probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I think this is fine. Still basically a tie game. I mean, I'm down a tempo, but I've got a good rack. So let's see what happens. Gomerals through the R plays. Not for a lot of points, but still a bingo. Misaglia with an E, but there's no E. There's probably a few other 8s I can maybe get. Moulages with a U. But we'll have to see what the bot does. Yeah, there's still 2 blanks and 2 S's left, so... It's interesting. It's similar to our last game where I came back and won. Like, both of the blanks came out really late, and it's looking like it might happen again. Ouch. Fixes for 61, and he blocks the bingo, so that's painful. And now, I think at this point, I might start taking some chances and doing something like this, because I'm in a very bad position. I'm down nearly 70 points. I don't have a bingo. The board is shutting down. So, yeah, this seems a little bit more reasonable now, setting up the S. There's also now only 1 S left, and he's probably not going to burn a blank for it in a lot of cases. So I think I like this. Another cool setup idea, but I don't think it's good, would be a glow to set up a glow, but with 5 A's left and sacrificing a lot of points over gem, I don't really like it. I think gem is reasonable here. I don't love getting rid of my E, which is not really another good way to play there. It does score some points too, at least, which I do want. I want to make sure to keep scoring to stay within bingo range. Still have the netminder's hook, the weep's hook, so I think, yeah, I've still got some chances. Yeah, let's do it. Be a little bit aggressive now. No, Toluks can't be spelled like that, right? It's just Tolukas, T-A-L-O-O-K-S. So no bingos here. Unless I get an A, that would be nice. But it's probably not going to happen. So we'll see here. Do I have any high-scoring plays with the S that might be worth cashing in on? We'll see. I would like to play off a lot of tiles here, and there's still those 2 blanks left that I'm really going to need. I'd imagine at least one of them to have any shot at winning this game. So I might, even if I don't... I could give my good friend and the current Scrabble Players Champion a shout-out by playing Sokol for 34. And yes, Sokol is actually a word, guys, for those of you who are not aware. It's not just Josh's last name. It's actually a valid word. So honestly, it's not a crazy idea because it sets up another really good line for 7s down the end column. It turns over 5 tiles to go for the blanks. It scores reasonably well. It's not a bad play. But we'll have to see what the bot does. Again, the bot taking a lot of time here. It's rare to see the bot use 10 minutes already nearly at this point in the game. So it'll be interesting to see what the bot had on these turns that caused it to think for as long as it did. It's certainly possible the bot is just going to slap down a bingo, too. Like, it's really annoying. Sometimes the bot thinks for like 2 or 3 minutes and then just makes a bingo play where I'm like, why wouldn't you just do it in 5 seconds? It can be kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So we'll see what it does. But yeah, like I said, I'm thinking I'm probably going to play Sokol because I don't see a great way to score more points. I don't think I have a word or like a 6 or anything that would double the K and also hit the triple. I could leave the S hook open, but the problem is I just can't really score with, like, if I can play OK. And I don't really want to play OK because I want to turn over more tiles. I want to get a blank. Wow, the bot really taking a long time here. I don't think I have anything to the O and Grievous. Yeah, there's just nothing through the I and Netmine. I guess there's Tillock. OOS, though, is really not great. Wow, Amu for 16. So Sokol blocked. I could play Stook there, but I think I gotta play Looks now. It's 54. I mean, the bot's probably gonna just bingo next to that U. It probably has a really scary good rack after making a play like that. But, I mean, I have to do this, right? Like, it's 54 points. I guess I could play Stook. Like, if the bot has a really good rack, I can also just bingo with Weeps, potentially. I mean, I think this is forced, guys. Like, it basically ties the game. If the bot doesn't hit a bingo, I could be in really good shape. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm very nervous after Amu that the bot is just going to bingo down the O column, but I think Stook at this score is too big a point sacrifice to justify, or Took or something. I think I have to do this. Ugh. I mean, it's like not a horrible draw or anything, but like in the context of what's left and what I really needed, it's pretty bad. I really needed a blank there or the other S or something. Almost inanity, but not quite. So yeah, just sort of praying now that the bot doesn't bingo next to the U and Amu, because if it does, then things are not looking good. I could play Nay up here, setting up a P and an R hook that I don't have, which is not ideal, but might be something I have to do, especially if the bot bingos. I might need to take a chance. Bot taken, wow, bot is down to under 10 minutes with still a good amount of game left. So really taking its sweet time this game, interestingly. Also, Weepy is there. But what am I going to do with it? Tidy? Keeping AAN? It also closes the board a little bit. I don't think so. I guess I could also, depending on what the bot does, play Nay over here. What's good about this is at least it stops bingos down the O column, and if the bot were to bingo down the N column, it would give me a tile in the triple lane, so probably want to play nay there if that spot somehow stays open. Is there a way I can play off more tiles, though? Again, I'm still with 2 blanks on scene this late in the game. Every tile you play off is important, because every tile you play off is another chance to draw one of those all-important blanks. Yeah, I don't... There's just, like, no 5s on my rack that use the Y. There's, like, no 5s at all on this rack, I don't think. It's really weird. I mean, Inanity doesn't... Yeah, there's just... Do I actually have a single... Oh, Tinny. I guess there's Tinny. But do I really want to keep 2-8? Wow, the bot is still thinking? Wow. I'm trying to remember what's the lowest amount of time the bot has finished a game within this series. I think once I had maybe like 6 minutes left or something. I don't remember. If you guys remember, let me know. What's the least amount of time the bot has finished a game with this series? Because it is... okay, print. Huh. Wow, okay. I mean, there's still 2 blanks and an S. And there's netminders and weeps. I mean, this game is going to probably come down to who gets a bingo down, right? Like, it's hard to imagine with all this good stuff left that somebody isn't bingoing again. It would be very, very hard to imagine that. So, yeah, I mean, I could... Nay just seems... Although, you know, he did just get rid of a P and an R, so there's only 1 R left. Actually, this isn't as crazy as it looks. I'd like to play off more tiles, but AINT is... You know, the problem, though, with AINT is, like, it just doesn't score, and there's nowhere to bingo on this board without an S at all. So I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Tiny with Weeby scores better. AAN makes me a bit nervous. Plays off 1 more tile, though, which is good. Man, tough turn. Very tough turn. It's been an interesting game, that's for sure, whatever happens. I guess there's also tie-in here, but that doesn't seem any better than Tiny and Weepy. That's fewer points. Anywhere for Ian? A-Y-I-N? I don't want to play it with Weepy, obviously. Yeah, nothing much. So do I play Nay on the top? Tiny with Weepy. I'm not going to play Tinny and put a T in the triple line. Wow. Really tricky turn here. I mean, AINT is obviously a better leave. I'm not too worried about the R, with only 1 left. But it's tough. It's very tough to know which is better. I kind of think I'm going to go Tiny, because it also stops bingos with weeps. I guess he could bingo to that T. That's the one risk. But if he bingos to the T, he might give counterplay on the left. There's still netminders. I do want that extra turnover. It's a few more points, which is good. Like, AANT is just not really helping me on this board. There is a line next to print, I guess, too, actually, right? You can get 3 overlaps somehow. Not that easy to hit. But I guess I could draw, like, toenail or something there after Nay. I feel like my instinct is telling me to play Tiny, though, so I'm going to stick to it. We'll see what happens. Still no blank. Yeah, a bunch of 1-pointers, which is not ideal. Although this rack is flexible enough that if the bot doesn't just bingo and kind of end the game, I should be able to dump a lot of them. So what did I draw there? I drew EINT. Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't have really helped me after Nay. With AINT, I mean, any of EINT are just going to kind of create more duplication. So my rack was going to be not great either way. So what are my options here? I mean, probably playing on the bottom left with Nana or something. Basically a tie game. I'm down 1. And it's like neither of us have all that many points, given we're getting towards the late stages of the game. We still haven't broken 300 yet, but there's still 2 blanks and an S left. Where are they, though? Does the bot have them? Are they Are they still in the bag somehow? I feel like we've had so many games lately, guys, where, like, the blanks are the last tiles in the bag. It's so weird. Like, it's not normal in Scrabble. Like, usually people bingo with the blanks, like, fairly early on in the game. And I mean, usually there's no blanks left by the time you get to the pre-end game. Sometimes one. It's very, very rare that you have 2 blanks left by the time you get to, like, the pre-end game stages or the late game stages. And I feel like this is, like, the 3rd game in, like, the last 5 where this has happened. It's crazy. I mean, it makes things really, really interesting and complex, so it's not, like, a bad thing. I mean, it's a bad thing if you know, are trying to really make the best play and be confident you are, because it's so hard to know, but, like, it's kind of a cool thing for content. And the bot is still thinking, guys. It's down to 6 minutes. Wow. Also, let's watch out for print extensions, potentially, like, printhead or printable. They could be a factor. I don't think I have anything now. And yeah, wow, the bot officially crosses the 6-minute mark. Can BestBot run out of time? Like, at some point, is there... I don't actually know. Like, is there a section in BestBot's code that's like, hey, if you're really low on time, you can't just take 3 minutes every turn and you need to budget it? I don't actually know. That would be amazing if BestBot times out. Okay, well... Yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay. I mean, I don't know why that took so long. I guess was it thinking about not bingoing so it doesn't get back the Y? I don't know. I mean, I can't just play IN. I just lose. Like, I may as well try something, right? Like, let's, I mean, this, at least threading some stuff on top. The problem is he probably just blocks that and outruns me even if I hit the Y. I try to hit, like, andesite or something. I don't know. Or maybe, you know what I should probably do, actually? I should probably play Knave. Open a second triple-triple. I mean, I'm not likely to... This is probably a better play. It also scores a little more. I hate getting rid of my E with only 1 left. I really do, but... I mean, he's probably going to block the N and not score that much, and then maybe I can hit something to the Y for a lot, like finality and win? I don't know. It's very bleak. It's very bleak, but I think this gives me as good a chance as anything. So let's try it. Almost finality, but not quite. Intifada with a D. Maybe the bot will time out. I mean, I don't think it will, but... You know, if it takes, like... I'm hoping it takes, like, 3 minutes here. So if it takes 3 minutes, then I'm going to try... Especially if it doesn't empty the bag. I'm definitely going to, whatever I do, just not empty the bag to force it to think. Like, my best shot at this point is probably to try to get BestBot to time out. Which, again, I don't know if that's possible. Cesar, if you're watching this video and you're seeing this, let me know, is it possible for BestBot to time out, or are there built-in checks against that where it budgets its time? I'm really curious to know, because... Like I said, I don't remember exactly. I don't ever remember BestBot being under 5 minutes in one of these games before. It's possible it happened and I don't remember it, but I don't ever remember thinking like BestBot is in some danger of actually timing out. Yeah, it's still, I mean, it's taken over a minute here again. I know for a fact that BestBot maxes out at any given turn at 3 minutes. So it started with like just under 6. The most it can go down to here is like 2 and change. And it's already approaching 4. I mean, the thing is, yeah, we're getting close to the end game. Like, sometimes the bot will take 3. I need to try to, like, complicate the end game enough so that the bot maybe takes 3 minutes. It's under 4 minutes. It's like, at this point, I'm not... Like, by legitimate means, I can't win this game, I don't think. I mean, my rack is... Maybe I can fish for finality or... Maybe I can fish for finality and tailfin or something? I don't know. I'll try. But, like, I feel like by legitimate means, I'm lost. So, I'm just thinking if I can somehow fool the bot. Or I could fish for Fainéant as a triple-triple, maybe with the E. But let's see. The bot is under 3.5. This is very interesting. Is it going to just take its full 3 minutes again? I mean, like I said, I think it's going to... If I recall, it played densely with like 5:38 or something on its clock. So, okay. A lane for 15. So now the problem is I can't... yeah, see, the problem now is it's got more than 3 minutes for the endgame. It's going to max out at 3. So I might get it down to like 15 seconds. I don't think I can get it to time out. Is there any... I mean, there's only one in the bag, unfortunately. So there's nothing to fish for, right? Because the L is gone. I can't fish for finality. I mean, I need something in 2 spots, too. So I'd have to play, like... I mean, if I do this, right? Like, there's... Yeah, there's just nothing, unfortunately. I wish there was something to go for to try to fool the bot, but... I mean, there's just nothing. Okay. Yeah, there's just nothing, unfortunately. So, I mean, is the bot threatening it? Yeah, I should block Bisturi, actually, if there's a D unseen. That would be painful. So, I should probably just play Iron or something. I mean, I should just throw in the towel. There's nothing to be done here, guys. Unfortunately, and, I mean, I don't think the bot is going to time out. Yeah, let's just do this. And then... Alright, well, let's see how long the bot takes here in the endgame. I'll leave it rolling just for the suspense. I mean, I know the bot's going to time out after 3 minutes, so it's not going to go over, but, like, maybe if there's some way that, like, whatever it does, I mean, it's probably just going to go out in 2, right? So it's going to play its second move instantly. I'm just thinking, like, if it doesn't go out in 2 and it leaves itself, like, 15 seconds, if I can stop it from going out, and maybe it, like, thinks again and goes over, I'm solely fixated on trying to, like, hack into this bot's algorithm, like, or just try to figure out what its algorithm is and try to somehow force it to go over, because I can't win. But it's probably, like I said, we know it's going to play before 15 seconds. We're positive of that, because it played a lane with 3:15. Okay, it just plays rid. So, does it have 2 outs? That's funny, it has outs on its rack, but does it have 2 outs with outs? Probably. I mean, it's got Oust and Gavitz. What else, though? Custom? No, it doesn't fit. Oh, Outs and Cotties. Okay. Yeah, that's GG. I mean, it's going to play instantly, right? It's just going to play whichever out scores more, so... I can't get it over. So it's going to finish with a little over 2 minutes left. Yeah, maybe, like I said, I'm curious to know if Cesar is watching this and can comment on it. Is it possible for BestBot to go overtime? I have no idea. Probably not. It's probably, Cesar is a pretty smart guy. He's probably smart enough that he programmed something in to make sure BestBot wouldn't go over, but just extremely curious to know. Anyway, Fiber here looks good. 21 gets rid of my highest score in tiles, so let's do that, and then Outs and Cotties. Alright, yeah, 225 left. Good game, 434, 355. I feel like I played that one pretty well. There were some tough turns towards the end. I'm curious to see, why was the bot thinking for so long on these turns? So let's go back to the beginning. Beach keeping, wow, FG. Looks fine. There's not much else. Yeah, Corey or Oris. Doesn't really matter all that much. And yeah, some clunky stuff. Interesting. Not going with Fathom. Sacrificing 10 points. Yeah, because GV is so bad. I mean, FHM is not good either. But at least Gavit doesn't give back easy scoring plays with like Fathom does. And it keeps some scoring tiles. Grievous only bingo. Wow. Bot has drawn some stuff here early in the game. I mean, I would have been tempted to do this to hold on to the U for the cube. I guess the problem is, like, QU is still not even that helpful if you have all these other consonants. Like, QU is still usually good with, like, low-scoring consonants and vowels. FMQU is still bad, so I guess I understand taking the points. And yeah, I had no idea what to do here. I saw a holo, but I feel like I might as well at least keep one more consonant. I mean, Ono and Nolo both have the same drawback. I almost did Nova, but I didn't want to open that and keep Olio. Yeah, maybe in Halo, actually. I think I like that a little more. I mean, OO is bad, but at least that's 8 more points. And AELNO is just not a good enough leave, I don't think, especially without a hook to who to justify keeping. At least I get more points and more turnover. Yeah, I think I would call this a small mistake. I would do in Halo if I had to do it over again. And yeah, the bot trades here looks good. Keeps EMR, makes sense. Unwell. Where does that go? Oh, I didn't see that, but it just doesn't feel necessary. I mean, AO is also not a great leave. Yeah, it's only 9/100ths of an equity point better than Blown, apparently. So, no point in doing that. Yeah, I think Blown is fine. Bellow is also fine. Wolf is also fine. I mean, these are all reasonable options, guys. Like, it's hard to know, right? Like, it's close. I mean, 10's a lot of points to give up, but ALLN is a pretty bad leave. I'm okay with my call here. And the bot plays ads, okay. It took a while here, right? Yeah, it took, well, 90 seconds. Wonder what else he was thinking. He was thinking about Zed to try to set up an A play? I don't know. Or Zed over here to keep a really good bingo leave? That's not a bad option, actually. Keeping Hoot with this leave? Yeah, that's probably what it was thinking about. So it goes with ads eventually. And, well, this is crazy, I think, right? I mean, with 6 E's left. Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah, Pew is reasonable. It's aggressive. Yeah, I'm okay with Weep here. Like I said, I'm still in a good position after Weep. And with 2 S's left, I just don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like it's quite necessary. I wonder if the bot would have played Pew, but it's fine. Like I said, though, I did give the bot a 9, but it did still have Dormient through the O, so it was going to bingo either way. Yeah, shame to not have Shekel leave here. I think Kadi's fine. QI, like I said, it does keep a better leave with the A, but 10's a lot to give up. Unfortunately, I gave the bot a huge play there of fixes. And a couple misses here, maybe. I didn't see Glioma. Yeah, that might be better because it keeps the E. I'm okay with Gem, though. Like I said, at this point, guys, the difference between the now, right, and when I played Weep, there's several differences. The biggest difference is I'm down. When I played Weep, I was taking a lead. Now I'm at a deficit, so it's more natural for me to want to take risks. Number 2 is now there's only one more S unseen, right, because the bot just played one with fixes. When I played Weep, there were 2 more S's, which means the bot was more likely to have one. So I think I'm fine with this. I mean, this is not a bad play. Opens an A, keeps ES, goes more for blanks, plays off 2 more tiles, keeps ES for netminders. Yeah, you know, this is probably slightly better. Like, it's just a lot more sound in general, and the leave is better, and it plays off more tiles. Probably slightly better. I'm okay with Gem, though. I don't think it's a terrible thing to do. And amazingly, no bingos play here. Wow. I would have given the bot bingos if I played Glioma, surely. Yeah, Pagurian, so... Interesting. Yeah, so the bot spent basically almost its full time here, over 2 minutes. Let's look at this. So Amu for 14. I mean, I figured it had to have a really good rack with this play. So it's probably figuring, or at least as a human, I would be figuring if my opponent has Gem, even at a deficit, you got to give them the benefit of the doubt and assume they have the S most likely. So it makes sense to try to do something about it. Amu kind of blocks, but, like, I mean, a lot still plays there. Like, ST, SN still play. It's not a full block. Fixes. Yeah, there's just not a lot of great options here, really. It's interesting. Wow, that's interesting, actually. Pug. I mean, your rack is so good, you could easily draw, like, Sprained or a lot of things as a triple-triple, but with having a lead and you're... Also, I mean, it's very hard to triple-triple through a P there without an S, because most words like that would start SP. So knowing your opponent probably has an S after Gem, likely not a smart play. I wonder if the bot was considering it. Yeah, so Amu, I guess... What's the idea with this? I mean, partially blocking, but not... I guess you also do stop 6s down with Gems a lot, but you give me 5s like I hit with Zaz. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, this play, it just doesn't seem to accomplish that much. Like, you're not really blocking all that much with Gems. And you do set up your P pretty nicely. The thing is, there's just so many N's and T's. Like, it's not that hard for me to hook there. So, yeah, very interesting play by the bot. I don't know. There's just not a lot of good options here. So, I guess it's fine. Like, there's nothing that stands out where I'm like, why didn't the bot do that? If you guys see any options that you like a lot better than this, let me know. But... yeah, I guess there's just not a lot of options. And yeah, I think Looks is forced here. It's just too many points. I mean, yeah, at this deficit, I need to do it. And luckily for me, the bot draws 2 more consonants and plays print. It took a while here, too. Yeah, it took over 2 minutes again to play print over probably Lop. Possibly, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it was thinking about Lippin or Prowl. It's just, again, I guess like a bunch of mediocre options. It's interesting. The bot seems to... I don't want to say struggle, but seems to take longer to differentiate when it's got a lot of mediocre sort of options. Print makes sense, though. You know, you're still in a good position. You're taking a lead with the blank. You know, pretty balanced pool, slightly Val heavy even, so... Yeah, I'm okay with print here. It makes sense. You're still blocking that line. And, yeah, I mean, this was a tough turn for me. Like, maybe I should do this. I just didn't really feel like, again, AINT was going anywhere, and I wanted to at least block the weeps hooks. And the bot draws the other blank. So obviously it was going to bingo, whatever I did here. I mean, I'm sure I had like eyelids and plenty of stuff with Weepy. Amazingly, there's only 2 bingos here. You had Densely and Seedily. And yeah, the bot took over 2 minutes again. And yeah, now, I mean, Ian completely throws in the towel. The bot just plays on the bottom left, blocks the T, and that's GG because there's nowhere to bingo. So figured I might as well try something with Knave here. It can't really hurt. And the bot plays a lane after, the bot took, again, like, that's 5 turns in a row, I think. The bot took over 2 minutes, which is pretty crazy. You don't see that often. And, yeah, I guess looking at this pool, I mean, it's a pretty bad pool. There's no E's. There's probably not, there's stuff through the Y. I mean, there's, like, intraday. Is there stuff through this N? I mean, probably some. Anti-RN. That doesn't even fit. What is there through that? Oh, Banditti is possible. B-A-N-D-I-T-T-I. It's not a triple-triple. There probably are no triple-triples possible. Here, let's check. I'm curious to see what possible bingos are there for me. Like, with that pool, there's not a lot. Like, through either the N or the Y. So with the N, yeah, Banditti, Intifada is not going to fit. Oh, Rainband is a triple-triple is possible. Okay, so it's probably blocking Rainband, which is basically a win on the spot. And through the Y, there's Banditry, Intraday, and Rapidity. So there's several options in both spots. I mean, it's not likely. But I guess the thing is, yeah, I mean, if I hit Rainband, it's just on auto win. So maybe that's part of it. But, I mean, a lane probably loses to Banditry or Rapidity in most cases. Those are 92 points. No, 95. So the bot would be up 15, down 15 going into the end game with 1 in the bag. I'll be going out. Probably can't make up that many points. It's going to need to make up like 20 net, most likely. So interesting call there to block the N. I mean, the thing is, like, yeah, Rainband scores more, but there's more stuff that plays to the Y, right? Because there's Rainband and Banditti versus... Well, I guess Banditti is pretty likely because there's all those I's and T's. I don't know. I need to do the math. I don't want to bore you guys with doing the math exactly. I know it's already a long video, but I guess, in essence, the bot figured that blocking the N was better than blocking the Y. I guess probably because if it blocks the Y, at least intraday might often lose for me. So, I don't know. Interesting position there. Bot plays a lane, and yeah, there's just nothing for me to do. Finito. Well, I wanted to block this story to the Y at least for spread. There's nothing to fish for. I'm lost here. And then, yeah, the bot plays a Rin and then goes out on the next turn. So, okay, good game. You know, can't complain too much there about how I played. I feel like I played pretty soundly. A couple of questionable plays for sure, but no, like, glaring mistakes. Who probably should have been in Halo, but, you know, not a huge mistake. Unfortunately, that means my my run of wearing this orange attire is going to come to an end. At least I got 1 win out of it and got us on a better track, though. So I would still call it a success. But we do, unfortunately, fall back to 12 games behind of the bot now through 84. We are currently sitting at 36 and 48. So bot 2 games away from getting the 50 wins to clinch the series. We're going to need a pretty big streak, guys, if we want to make the comeback happen. But we're going to try. So let's bring our A game for game 85. I'll start thinking about what I'm going to wear for that game because it's not going to be this. And I look forward very much to seeing you all there. Thanks so much for watching the video and for all the support as always. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.